Everybody, welcome back to the Wargaming.net Gold League for America. I'm Clutch, joined by Rookhill. We want to remind everyone to please follow us on Twitter at WGLNA. We will be giving out codes to those that send us their favorite World War II tank. Give us a quick description why you love this tank that was used during that era. Hashtag WW2. And if we like it enough, we'll go ahead and read it on the stream. But our producer Sean, will be giving out some codes to you guys. These codes are for 2,000 gold, 200,000 credits, and 7 days of premium. There's a lot you can do with 200,000 credits.
Yeah.
And 2,000 gold.
Yeah. That's premium time. That's gold shells. That's consumables. That's magic and freedom and unicorns and stuff.
There's a lot.
You can buy everything with gold, Clutch.
Most of my gold is spent on camouflage to purchase for my tank, but
permanent camo, guys.
It's fantastic, and it's also great for World of Warplanes as well, especially some of the pinup girls I put on my planes, which is cool.
Oh, I heard you talking about that.
But the most useful piece of gold for me when I'm going through the tech trees is using that free experience. To me, that cuts down a lot of time. Now, World of Tanks is free to win, which means you don't have to put any money into the game, but when you do purchase gold, it accelerates your experience. When you get a premium account, you get double the experience credits.
You don't have to spend silver, which premium rounds cost a lot of silver. They cost much less gold. Yeah, there's just a lot of benefits to gold. I mean, I've been lucky enough to always have kind of a gold income in World of Tanks. It was like tournaments and Clan Wars. For Clan Wars, it was nice. For a little while, we got to just sit on a pot of gold, and every night just rake it in. And at the end of the week, we had a payout. And it was beautiful. Yeah. I got to grind through all sorts of tanks all I wanted to.
It's cool because it's the in-game economy. Yeah. You can upgrade your tanks and with the gold rounds, the premium rounds, you still have access to those rounds by using credits, but gold it's a little bit cheaper and
it's shiny.
And it is shiny. All right, guys, the face-off's ready for our two teams. Game Over versus SIMP. Gentlemen, welcome to day number 4 of week 1. Good to see you both.
Hey, you guys.
Game Over, let's start with you. You guys had a win against Pub Stars, and in that win, it was a Crazy Ivan rule. You went for the reversal on Ensk. You had your first loss in that series, then you went back. Why did you choose Ensk once again?
We believed that we were able to win that match, so it was more like a revenge,
Yeah.
So
revenge.
We tried again, and we got that. So.
How much preparation went into that match?
We've trained a lot with Ensk map. So when we lost that match, it was a kind of frustration. So we are very sure we were able to beat them in that map. So that's the reason we asked for that map. We had a lot of preparation on that map.
So it's one of your favorites. Is your top map?
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay.
Mac G, Simp, you guys perform on a variety of different maps very well. And we saw you guys win against #RU. Your thoughts and feelings going up against Game Over?
We're feeling pretty good. I think this is the first time we've ever fought them. So I'm excited to see how it goes, and it should be some good times.
I was seeing some stupid fast reactions from you guys on steps in I think it was your last match. Are you guys just doing a better job at reacting, or is it your scout play is improving? What's going on there?
I don't know what you saw.
It was stupid fast, Mac.
I hope we're doing fast, but I think we want to be going a lot faster. We've got a lot of room for improvement, and we know that, and we're working hard on improving on our reactions times, and that's something that we've spent some time on, and that we're hoping to continue working on in the future.
Gigmaster, any words for your opponent, Mac G, and his team Simp before we get this match underway?
Like he said, it's gonna be the first time we're gonna match, so we are very excited with that, and hopefully we're gonna win that. So let's see.
Mac G, any words for your opponent?
Good luck, man. Have fun. I know we'll have some fun, so take it easy.
There we go.
All right, Simp, you are the higher seed. Heads or tails on the coin flip?
We'll go with heads.
Heads will be the call. It is tails. Game Over. Map choice or defer?
We're gonna pick the map Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, first map choice for Game Over. What will be your spawn point, Simp?
Oh man, that's a good question. Let's go. Both sides are fun, but I think we'll go. I think we'll go south.
South side for Simp on Himmelsdorf. Game over will spawn to the north. Gentlemen, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you brought that up, Rookhill, because we did notice that with Simp. This is a team that would play a little bit more not campy.
No, it's
some players
you could say
would,
campy. It's
yeah.
perspective. They
This
say
is
reactive.
this is most of the verbiage coming from other teams
Oh,
in season
yeah.
1 and season 2.
Yeah, a lot of other teams call them campy. They say reactive. I have to agree, it's very reactive. They wait for their opponent to make a move. They see it happening, then they make the reaction. You see it on Ensk a lot. They're very good at reacting on Ensk to any push from any direction. That's a lot of the way their strats were built. But we saw on Steps, I think it was yesterday, when I noticed that we saw a movement out of their enemy, their opponent, and then almost immediately, as if they saw it coming, they moved around to the north and just pushed in right behind him. It was really well timed. Maybe it was coincidence, but I think that was a deliberate move. Simp is playing much more deliberately progressive in their matches.
From the last series of Game Over versus the Pub Stars, one of the things I really liked about their play was using the 5100s to screen the cap at the perfect time. Now, Game Over was up to the north. They came down to go for the flag cap to the south. The positioning of Pub Stars are a little bit too far away to get that in there in time, but once they were there in time, the 5100s blocked the way for any shots to hit those T1s.
Yeah.
And you think about, how do you win this? Do you win it just by killing other tanks? No, you also go for the flag cap. The sacrificial play, it was great timing, and they were able to absorb those shots, allowing those smaller tanks to get the flag cap.
And
I was impressed by it.
as you do bring that up, Simp chose the south. So you got that cap pressure advantage, I think, when you spawn on north. The church in the south just covers a huge portion of the cap, and so you can hide tanks behind that. And Simp used to like the south. It looked like they liked the south.
Well,
in season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like those T69s. They'd always come back, and they always seem to have a very strong reaction. I don't know, with the slight changes to the meta, more 5100s, more IS3s than T69s, if we're going to see them play the same way. Because I feel like there's more vulnerability there in the timings of your retreat and your approach back to your base.
We've seen more teams from the south push up to the north using that courtyard effect, which we saw earlier today, of scouting the enemy, finding out they have one of their heavy tanks on the hill, boom, push forward. 4 on 5. Who's going to win? Most of the time,
the 5.
People with the 5 tanks. Most of the time, we have seen some miracles happen.
Yeah, we've seen some crazy stuff. We've seen 3v5 go in the favor of 3v4.
Yeah. So that comes down, I think, to T1 usage and placement. And it's really tough with that call because sometimes it's a coin flip. You don't want to lose a T1 on hill, but you want to be aggressive enough in your scouting to see if there's more than just a T1 up there.
Yeah, it's a really delicate balance because you want to get results, and T1s want to, but if they die and you're spawning in the north, I mean, you lose your T1s, you've lost your cap pressure, and you need that cap pressure a lot of the time when you're on Himmelsdorf, because if you can't start a fight in an ideal situation, the best way to do it is probably to make it happen on cap, and then shield your guys. It works out really well a lot of the time.
Almost ready. We're getting the final tank selections underway for the first map. Now, bear in mind, guys, we are kind of tallying up the stats of all these players, but I have to say Himmelsdorf is 90% the first map choice so far for Season 3, and we saw it a lot in Season 2 as the first map choice.
Yeah, I don't know what what exactly makes the change, what brings us that change about, but I personally favor open maps. I don't know why teams are going away from that. 1390 scouts, guys, come on.
Well, that's what Rookhill favors. Let's go ahead and find out what these teams favor. In match number 2, battle number 1 in Himmelsdorf, it'll be Game Over versus Simp. And for tanks, what do we have?
We have, excuse me, 3 5100s, 2 IS3s. On the other side, for Game Over, we'll have 2 110s and 3 5100s. So we've got Alpha for Simp, we've got DPM for Game Over.
And also a little bit of a stronger nose.
Oh, look at that T1 as well. The Gandorf was going to be a low tractor. Didn't notice that before.
Oh, look at that. 37 millimeter. Quick L47 is what he'll be using with higher penetration.
Yep. It's a solid little gun. I'm wondering where he's running off to, Clutch.
Gandorfo's going to be behind Rafa, who's the last 110, and he's going to stay with the flag cap. He's going to guard that position in the keyhole, while the red team, which will be game over, is going to be for a western dig-in selection for their play. They're going to be up in the train station, reverse angle coming out of extreme, the 5100. They're going to wait here and look at SIMP. SIMP has a spread, almost like the front lines, or the line of scrimmage of a football team. This gives them great map awareness for the first couple minutes here.
Ooh, Gigmaster is spotted. Shots go out. No connections yet. Gigmaster's barely able to get away. Oh, and he's actually going to take fire from Crimson Corsair in the south. Krim able to get him down to 88, was that?
He's down to 88. And you could hear his crew saying, our turret's damaged, we're going to have to hand crank the turret. It's tough. It is a long time to fully rotate a turret by using a hand crank.
Actually, I think the T1 Cunningham didn't have a powered one, so it's just the sound bite for when your turret ring's damaged. But I don't know.
They outfitted them, man.
It's
Outfitted
a
with all
fancy
sort
T1
of electronics. That's right.
Yeah.
It's their modern tanks. Gigmaster is the leader of Game Over, and they are down in Brazil. So,
actually, I don't know if he is the leader. Actually, I know he is just the best English speaker.
oh, it's true.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him again because I feel like there's
I've
another
forgotten
leader.
who it was. Just because we see Gigmaster all the time, so he's the face of the team at least.
He's the face, but there's somebody behind pulling the strings here.
The puppet master.
Yeah, his English is very impressive. But a team that is Portuguese speaking. And we have the Cazadores that represent Spanish speaking. Shots being fired from Gigmaster. These are blind fire shots.
He's just gonna hit the building in some dirt. That poor dirt. and that
Well,
poor
they
building.
deserved it.
Did the building deserve it, Clutch?
Yes.
Did he
because
really?
It was his friend was saying dirty things.
Building is an inanimate object, Clutch.
No, the building was saying his mom was like a brick house.
That's not an insult.
Gandorfo and the L Tractor's going to hang back here. He's not going to sing anything yet. I don't even know what that means.
That's a compliment.
Somebody from the 1970s can explain to me what that means.
It means she's stacked.
Oh,
Clutch.
I gotcha.
She's mighty, just letting it all hang out.
I see.
Yes.
I just listen to the lyrics.
Yep.
Taking Doc on the 110 behind some rubble. Not seeing anything yet, guys. Be a standstill for a couple more minutes here as both tankers are going to judge where exactly these tanks could be. I really like the camo pattern here for this 110. It's more of a modern type urban fire camo that this was used for the Japanese line. Because I feel that they had a lot of urban tank demonstrations.
Yep. Well, in the southwest, we still got shots being traded. Actually, Crimson Corsair goes down to 102 out of 115. He peeks out, and Gigmaster was there just spamming away. Crim just caught a few shells.
He did see
Well, really bullets, I think.
second. Couple
It's a
more
20 millimeter.
Couple more shots that fire into the darkness of the fog of war. Nothing lands. Gigmaster, he's like, hey, get out of my way, telephone pole. And these barrels and other stuff. So he clears some room to get on the other side of the building. But not poking out yet. Just being a scout, being a sentry. But look at the east. There's some movement happening for SIMP.
Yep. And Simp will be moving up heavy 20. Mac G as well. Mac G is going to be in the T1 Cunningham, possibly trying to activate the Mac attack, as he is farthest to the north, covering the approach of two IS-3s. Adroxus is coming up. He and Heavy 20, they are monsters in that tank. In these tanks, by the way, they're exceptional tankers. They're along the D line, looking to the west. They don't see anything yet, but they're going to play it safe for now. I'm expecting to see some kind of Simp movement. Sing was not moving. Blue Boys is way to the south, not moving. And Endo watching the middle. So Simp is just moving up, trying to scout it out. There's a huge spread, though. They're very spread out.
SIMP has complete map control. They have complete map control. They have assessed almost all the information they need to push in little by little by little. And the west is going to be a little bit more open for them. But once they maybe have a couple shots into the east or one of the T1 scouts, some of those heavy tanks down the Charlie Bravo and Alpha line, this is going to be key for the rest of those defensive place tanks still down the Gulf line for SIMP to move up.
Yep, and as you say that, Endo has begun to move slightly further east. He looks like he wants to go across the open field, but I guess he's being hesitant, wants to play it safe. He's looking to the north now, covering Mac G as he approaches down the 5 line. And Mac G is moving way up. He's looking for a T1 Cunningham, I think, in about Alpha 4-5, which there is a T1 Cunningham sitting in a keyhole position watching the cap. He's looking for that. He knows there's a possibility that it's there.
That's that L tractor from Gandorfo. Gandorfo wants to yell, "You shall not pass,"
but he's in a blind spot.
It's going to be tough.
Mac won't be able to spot him, and I don't think he'll be able to spot Mac. So between the two of them, they're just going to maybe proxy spot would be the thing that maybe would happen. I don't know.
Gigmaster still in the T1 back there, and looking at Extreme, way behind the train station is Battle Buddy Nip 10, the other 5100 staying out of the danger. Simp now moving in, going for the 5-line aggression. At least 2 of the heavy tanks moving up to that side. No spotting happening yet, and this is no, they don't go for a full-on push. This is going to be a change, a switch.
I see what Simp is doing. They're actually making the approach from the blind spot. They're going to find their way in. Blue Boy's captain has moved up. And once you see, I think, maybe Heavy 20 and a Droxus push along the D line, the road right to the north of Blue Boy's and Endo and Blue Boys are going to peek around and just obliterate whatever tank they find. At the same time, Mac G has gotten on cap, spotted Gandorfo, and might be bringing out the bait. He almost kills Gandorfo. Very close. He's down to 11 hit points, and Mac G reloads and leaves cap.
Minute 36 would have been on cap for a bit, but that's only with 1 tank on it. And as that timer goes away with 3 minutes and 5 seconds for the remaining timer on the game, still no big engagements have happened except for some of the T1 battles here. And Gandorfo is still super low. And there goes the flag cap again. Is that Mac G taunting him?
Yes, it is. He's looking for it. He's trying to bait him out. But a tier 8's actually going to be moving up. Who is that?
That tier 8 joining him is the battle buddy Rafa. Rafa beta in the 110.
Ooh.
Fires. Looks like it's a miss. Mac G has taken some hits from the T1 earlier. Rafa beta scares Mac G out of there. But this allows Simp to know, okay, we know where one of the 110s are. Where are we going to push up? And now up the 5 line will be Simp, and they could take out.
Yeah, that's a Droxus and Heavy 20. They're moving up, while to the south there are 2 5100s, a Droxus and Heavy 20 around the corner, but they don't see anyone. They only find Gandorfo. Max gone to the east. He's going to loop back around, and they're going to engage against Rafa Beta, and they do not yet see the other tier 8 with Rafa Beta, as another engagement is going to begin to the south.
Gandorfo does see the 2 IS-3s coming across the way, and Droxus now down to 921. Heavy 20 takes a shot from Gandorfo, does not penetrate. Another shot trying to track him. Rafa Beta pushes in against the IS-3, and now they're trying to focus on Droxus. This is the opening for Simp to move in from the south, and they're doing so in that engagement, a 3-on-3, but it's going to be a 3-on-2 up to the top area here. It was a 2-on-3 down to the south, and they
now it's a
that
1v3 at the north because a Droxus has gone down. Heavy 20 is remaining. He is just going to book it out of there. Also, at the same time, Mac G is capping the base.
Minute and 7 seconds left, and the 1 heavy tank is going to focus on Mac G for that kill. Endo in the 5100, he's deadly in it. He gets the kill against Rafa, taking Doc in the 110, takes another hit from Endo. Heavy 20 pushes out in the IS-3, tries to line up a shot against Tanking Daka. Tanking Daka falling back, out of range for the IS-3. Now he's in his sights, lines up the shot, and it's a kill. Endo in the 5100 still has a couple more shots, and he's going to try to move in against Mega Monero. Mega Monero has higher HP though, but with the 2 tanks trying to focus against him and 38 seconds left on the clock, Mega Monero is going to have to make a move quick. Can he kill both these tanks? Maybe if he had full shots here, but with 300 and 544 HP, and there's Blue Boy's captain, and here's going to be the push, the rest of Simp out against the remaining tank, and Simp will be able to take this series. Mega Monero takes 1 kill though, and he falls to Sing with 38 seconds left on the clock and 15 in order to score a flag capture. Simp looking good, and this was that type of build-up I was looking forward to from Simp, was getting up to that flag cap area, finding what tanks were there, starting the engagement, and allowing the southern position to push up. It was a 2-on-3 to the north, but it was a 3-on-2 to the south, and you had the T1s there as well that were in, they can do minimal damage to the back, but actually to sweep around to another side, look for a flank advancement from the enemy team, or go for the flag cap.
Yeah, and Mac got on the cap. That's cap pressure if they lost, and Heavy 20 did a good job, I think. We should point out the fact that he, in the fight with a Droxus Heavy 20 were in a 2v3. At a disadvantage, they were going to lose it. That's how it goes. Come on back to me. We're not talking about his stats. It's in that fight, he pushes around, goes back over to the south to regroup with his teammates, the 5100s that got the kills. If he hadn't done that, you would have seen a 3v2 in the south, right? And that got resolved. If a 3v2 in the south gets resolved the same way, where it's, you know, the two IS3s going down, then there's only the burst remaining. You have a chance for game over to come back because they have 3 in the north, 3 versus the south. And
it was locking down that burst. They were focusing correctly on the tank that had the lowest amount of HP, which was Adroxus in that IS3. But the IS3 did his job of keeping the 5100s alive, and because of that focus fire to the north, he had 3 against 2. It allowed the 2 against 3 in favor of SIMP to clean up the south and then come around. It was a good firefight on both sides of the team. They were landing their shots, but it was the better tactical play of spreading out your HP, spreading out where you had the advantage on the map so that you could hone your HP.
Exactly.
Which was very, very crucial in that firefight. If it had gone the other way, if game over maybe got an ammo rack to the north and then clean up the other tank with
if they'd stopped Heavy 20 cold and just kept him from getting away. Yeah, those kinds of things. It's just you see that SIMP looks a little bit more experienced in the brawl. That's just the way it is, I think.
That's true. That's true. Well, looking at the stats real quick, Heavy 20 in his IS3 was 6 for 6 in his shots. Endo, who is a magician in the AMX 5100s, tears or no tears, was 6 for 7. And Blue Boys captain, 6 for 6. Singh, 5 for 8. Singh actually in his second drum, missing one of the shots.
Yeah, lots of misses in that brawl to the south. Where you were watching the brawl to the south, right, Clutch?
I was watching the brawl to the north.
You were? Oh, I thought you were watching the one to the south.
No, I was watching the one to the north. I was watching Adroxus until he fell.
Yeah. That was probably the more important fight. We knew the 5100s in the south were going to win that, and how Adroxus and Heavy 20 handled that situation actually turned out to be the game-winning move.
And it was a good move indeed, but you can't count game over yet. This is a team that almost made it to the finals. They were almost a top 8 team. They did lose it in the playoffs. But SIMP is a team that continually tries to go for the first place seat, and they have fallen to Fulcrum Gaming twice, but they are looking better and better and better. They're looking more adaptable, and if you think about a garage with tools, Season 1, SIMP had a certain amount of tools, and Fulcrum pretty much had a whole garage. Now SIMP's got a lot more tools.
I think they had a shed.
They had a shed?
They had a shed.
And Fulcrum had a garage?
Yeah.
That's how it works?
Yeah.
All right, guys, go ahead and jump into the next battle. Battle number 2 on Ents between Game Over and SIMP.
Taking a look at the tanks, we got 2 5100s and 2 IS3s, along with an Object 416 on the side of SIMP. Game Over has 2 110s and 3 AMX 5100s. Also look at Gendorfo and the Light Tractor again.
And that L Tractor was in a good position to scout what was going to the north, but that was just about it till he got taken out. The 110s again. I'll see how they perform here.
Well, Blue Boys is going to do exactly what Blue Boys does every time, by the way, Clutch. He's just going to go to the 5-6 line. Looking right down there. He's not going to find anyone, though, because, that's a really aggressive opening move from Game Over.
Tanking Daka, now jumping up onto the window, cutting the map in half. Swami is going to be caught out of position, takes a huge, huge hit from the 110. He falls away in time for Heavy 20 to miss his shot in the IS-3. That's big. Almost 400 damage being done.
Yeah, Swami's down to 1064. He's not a healthy camper. And he's going to actually have to hide in a corner and be, I guess, the proxy spotter for his team. Because further to the west is MacG. MacG spotting the 1 line, but spotting the 1 line is not going to do a whole lot as everyone's just sitting in this little delta courtyard, waiting around, trying to find a tank. Oh, wow. Blue Boys is able to kill Gendorfo to the south. Big kills right there. That's a T1 advantage. Potential cap pressure that we could see.
Object 416 with that big hit. Rafa Beta and Tanking Daka got to look down the Delta Charlie 3 line.
And Gigmaster spotted. Blue Boys
still spot Heavy 20, but no shots yet.
Blue Boys is lining up a shot on Gigmaster. Right down the line, looking for it. Fires does not connect. As actually Crimson Corsair is coming around to the southeast. He's looking for that tank. If they can get this, they can put the cap pressure on, begin an engagement, and win in cap and possibly the brawl. Just winning on both fronts. That's the advantage they need. Gigmaster spotted. Shots go out. Not a whole lot of connections. The Gigmaster is on fire. He's burning, taking damage down to 40 hit points. And
they put out the fire, though, in time. Crimson Corsair had some great hits. Gigmaster's falling back very, very slowly to some cover to his left, to the north side of the map.
That's not looking too good right now for game over. They are not in a strong position. They're down a T1, down that cap pressure, down the vision. Mac G's in the northwest, kind of out of the fight. He's not going to be able to help with this cap pressure, but Crimson Corsair has a huge advantage on this T1. And with that, I think he's going to be able to put on cap pressure and force some kind of move or retreat out of game over, giving Simp the advantage of the tempo control. Setting that control is huge.
Yep, map control, tempo control, both very big here. Even though one of the AMX 5100s has taken some significant damage, it's not enough to count him out. The map's going to be very crucial if we see any type of push. Let's go ahead and jump on over to NIP 100, or NIP 10 and the AMX 5100.
I guess someone forgot a 0. I thought he was NIP 100. We used to always call him NIP 100. Maybe he changed his name, now he's just 10% of what he was.
Rafa Beta in the 110 along with Tanking Daka, staying in the same position, looking down the same line. And unfortunately, what can happen for some tankers is you put your own self-blinders on. You're thinking of one target. And this happens a lot in World of Warplanes. You're thinking of one target and you stay on that target, losing your sense of
your peripherals.
Your peripheral senses, but also your situational awareness. That's the phrase I was looking for. Big thing we talked about in the Air Force. You always need to maintain your situational awareness.
Tunnel vision, man.
It's the same, yeah, exactly. It's the same with driving. Same with even driving a tank, but within a battle, you've got to know what's happening around.
There's a lot to pay attention to when you're in a tank.
That's right,
just
man.
Yourself, your own positioning, and then that of your opponents. It's a lot to measure, and that's what it means to be pro.
There's no backup beeper for your tank when you're backing up if you're going to hit something.
You've got an engine. You've got an engine clutch. Everyone knows when you're going backwards or forwards. You're loud. Those tracks are not quiet.
NIP 10 takes a shot against Blue Boy's captain. Does not land. Tries to look for another one. Blue Boys falls back to the north. 5 minutes and 51 seconds on the map. And a couple more shots coming out of game over. Nothing lands, it looks like. Gigmaster still has taken some significant damage. And some shots coming from across the way. Looks like Crimson's still trying to get him. Gigmaster in that T1. Hanging back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Crim's trying to find
another shot again.
Yeah, just spamming him out. Not able to get connections. Where is he on target? Is he close?
Oh, he's right behind the house.
I see.
If he angles a little bit more to the right, could get a hit. And there's some more peppering happening all over the place. He's blind firing. He's spraying and praying to where he
knows he's there. I know you're there, Gigmaster.
Let's see if he does another shot through the reload.
And he's just going to actually give out, come out of cover now and cross.
A push. Here's a push coming out of game over as we jump over to the 5100s. There they are. As Mega Monero and Extreme now push up on the one line. He does see Mac G. He cannot get a shot. Mac G getting away from as fast as he can.
And cap pressure has begun. Crimson Corsair 1 minute and 33 seconds on cap as the engagement is about to begin. It's just so close to actually happening. Oh, shots actually fired.
Mega was able to hit one of the IS-3s. T1 doing some fire. Mac G forcing Mega to get out of that position. And now game over, swinging over to the right down the Echo line. And that is going to be NIP 10. He's got hit on the side. Another big hit on the other side. Adroxus falls back. This is a nice bait from Adroxus. That allows Simp to get the cleanup kill on that 5100 to the 110. Rafa Beta taking some damage on his side. He's going to try to bounce another shot, angling straight away against the 5100, but that damages his tank. Tanking Doc on the 110 is not able to get in front of his teammate, and now the Object 416 and the consistent fire is going to get behind the 110 and do some significant damage.
Yeah, also Swami went down to Meganero in the northwest. Good positioning out of those 5100s, but they're not able to get enough damage. Now it's a 4v3. Tanking Docker will go down. 5100s remain. 34 seconds on the cap, and Gigmaster's just waiting as long as he can before he has to engage and try as best he can to delay that cap pressure.
Nice on-the-fly shot from Blue Boy's captain in the side of Extreme. Only 2 tanks remain for game over as Extreme with 396 HP tries to get to the south as fast as he can to stop the flag cap. With 10 seconds left on the board, this is going to be nigh impossible for game over to stop the flag cap or even match up against the remaining heavy tanks, 4 of them to be exact, for Simp. And there is the flag cap. The base has been captured. Blue Boys captain moves in and try to get the kill, but it's too late. Simp is able to take the series so far 2-0, but it's not over yet. Game Over could still come back in impressive 3-2 fashion, or there could be a draw and Game Over wins the next 2 battles, leaving us in a shootout. The shootout did happen for the first time in Season 3 last night in Refuse to Die versus No Limit. And Refuse to Die was able to win it out because they split their forces.
That was a really cool thing to see, just the way they were splitting. I think I talked about it before once or twice, just theory crafting, but I'd never tested it. And it turns out it actually is a pretty solid idea.
Turns out it works. Let's
Yeah.
go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, battle number 3 of Simp versus Game Over. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready for battle number 3 of Simp versus Game Over. Simp is up 2-0 over the Portuguese team. The team that speaks Portuguese, excuse me, the Brazilian team. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Cliff will be the battle. People like Portuguese team. They're not from Portugal. I'm sorry.
Silly Clutch.
Sorry, guys. The Brazilian team, my mistake.
It's okay. We have a Pershing, a T-69, and 3 1390s for the side of SIP. For the Brazilian team, Game Over, we have Pershing, T-69, and 3 1390s mirror lineups.
Mirror lineups, and Game Over wants revenge to what happened to Anderson Silva's leg. That's what they're fighting for.
You don't want that for anybody, Clutch. That's career ending.
Oh, man, the revenge. Taking Dhaka and Mega Monero are heading up.
Oh,
East
they're
side
going to
of the
get
map.
caught out by
Heavy
3.
20 to 1390.
1390s.
He's going, hey, guys, guess what?
10
We're right
seconds.
behind you.
No, wait, less than. On their reloads, they'll be
Mega
reloading
Monero going,
shortly.
go, tank. Oh, he's going to get
no.
rammed, and he's going to be in
Oh,
some
and
serious
Endo's going to
trouble.
block him in. He is done. GG for him. Oh, and Endo's even got crazy jukes. Is going to take no shells.
Oh, he took
in that
one.
engagement.
10,
No,
40.
he didn't. He
Oh,
rammed.
ramming damage, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that would be one weak shell.
that's
That
negligible,
was-
man. Just
that was that.
negligible.
Nice job by Endo,
Yeah.
still staying in it.
And that's a tier 8 down. Game Over's going to have a hard time coming back from this. That's rough.
Well, the rest of their team's now going to move in against the Donut and taking Dog in the 1390 Rafa Beta. Let's go ahead and jump over to him in the Pershing. He's going to see Blue Boys captain first, but they don't see the rest of Simp behind him. They don't know where the rest of them are.
But
And
here's
there they
Swami.
are.
And bounces back and forth. That's anticlimactic there. First connection on the Blue Boys to Rafa Beta.
Shell does hit the gun of the Pershing. You might have to burn his kid on that.
Nah, he's got the crew skills. He can deal with a damaged gun at this range.
Rafa Beta and the Pershing takes another hit to the front.
Oh, but Heavy 20 and Endo are going to be able to take down Extreme, and now they will engage on Nip, and he is going to get peppered by a T1, almost going down to that. Misses a shot. Heavy 20 or Endo may have a shell. Looks like they're both reloading. Heavy 20 shields for Endo. Shots getting traded. Tanking Docket down to 92 hit points.
Oh, Mac G! Mac G, the T1 gets the kill against the 1390. Can you believe
Yes!
it? The Mac attack.
That's a different Mac attack than I'm used to, Clutch.
He laid down the Mortal Kombat smack right there. Endo takes a big hit in that ramming damage. The Pershing
That wasn't
is
necessary.
able to get the kill. Yeah, it was more damage to him than the Pershing. The Pershing falls. Gigmaster, the only one left alive here, and he is going to hide. Oh, he's going to go into the ocean, and that's going to be a GG. Simp is able to take the series 3-0 as he's going to drown in a matter of seconds. 3, 2, 1. Goes out with a Bushido. Nice play by Simp. Just shutting down those 1390s on the east, and it all went downhill for Game Over after that.
Yeah, just there's not a lot you can do when that opening happens. And Simp, I mean, there are downsides to their opening. They could have gotten caught on the low ground, but Game Over didn't have any. They didn't make an opening move that catered to that. They couldn't shut that down, and they had a guy caught out, a whole tier 8 that didn't get any damage out. Really hurts. Unfortunate for them. Simp just playing a better game.
Simp shows their dominance, showing that they are one of the top 4 teams in the United States, in America. We're going to take a break, guys. When we come back, Googly Bobbers versus Pub Stars for match number 3. Stay tuned. The Gold League for World of Tanks continues after this.